Hey, what's up everyone? Richard here, and welcome to the 37th episode in my Payday 2 weapon guide. In this installment, we take a look at an underutilized assault rifle from the Armored Transport DLC, the Commando 553. Despite its in-game numeric designation, the Commando base model is actually based on the SG-552. However, once the railed foregrip is equipped, the Commando becomes a proper 553. The 552 and 553 are both designed by Sig Sauer as part of the 550 series of assault rifles. They are both carbine variants that excel in close quarters engagements without compromising on precision. These line of rifles are used internationally, mostly by Western nations including the United States, by both the Drug Enforcement Agency and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The SG-550 series is a reliable line of rifles in terms of function and accuracy, making it popular among special forces and commandos alike. In-game, the Commando is a very competitive medium damage assault rifle, being able to dish out punishment on par with the CAR and AMR while still remaining accurate and controllable. Base damage is fair enough, coming in at 28. While this is usable on most lower level heists, its damage should be upgraded before attempting anything too challenging. Thankfully, the damage rating can be improved to well beyond 40, letting it quickly deal with both maximum and heavy force responders. Like all other weapons, aim for the head, as it will drastically reduce the amount of shots it takes to kill an enemy. The only issue the Commando may have with damage is when it faces off against bulldozers at close range, as they may be able to land a few blows before succumbing to your fire. One of the largest perks of using the Commando over many other mid-damage assault rifles is its higher rate of fire, which by default comes in at 710 rounds per minute. This is roughly 20% higher than that of the CAR 4, making it more effective at quickly eliminating tougher police units at close range. The quicker action also lets you use the Commando more effectively from the hip. The only major disadvantage brought about by an increased rate of fire is an increase in muzzle climb, which can make automatic fire ineffective at long ranges. Base stability is good for the assault rifles, coming in at 20. This means it will only require a few modifications to maximize this stat. This is highly recommended due to the high rate of fire previously mentioned, and will let the Commando be more flexible at range. Even with 25 stability, it can be tricky to use full auto on larger maps, so becoming proficient with burst and single firing will preserve your ammo and accuracy. Base accuracy is on the poorer side for most assault rifles at just 10 points. This can, however, be easily remedied with the addition of a few modifications, making it very easy to hit 18 while preserving damage and control. One noteworthy advantage of using the Commando is that it has a tighter hipfire spread than most other assault rifles. This lends itself to be very useful when running and gunning. Still, it is more than effective in the right hands at long ranges. However, if you are looking for a weapon to use mostly at those long ranges, there are arguably better options in the assault rifle category. Magazine size is not surprisingly 30 rounds by default. Unlike many other rifles in its category, it is unable to equip larger magazines through modifications. You can, however, increase its size through the Mag Plus skill. However, this is generally not recommended as these skill points, in most builds, could be put to better use. 30 rounds paired with good damage will generally be enough. However, the higher rate of fire will mean you will find yourself empty quite frequently. Thankfully, the Commando has one of the quickest reloads out of all the mid-damage assault rifles, such as the CAR 4 and AK rifles. Short reloads will take just 1.65 seconds, while full reloads will take on an extra 750 milliseconds, bringing the total to 2.4 seconds. This, along with its high rate of fire and tight hipfire spread, makes it an ideal choice for those looking to play aggressive. Total ammunition is on par with the CAR 4 at 150 rounds by default, or 188 with fully loaded. The extra ammo can be very useful for those who plan on firing from the hip frequently, or are more liberal with the use of the trigger. Ammo pickup is good as well, meaning you can generally forego fully loaded aced. For our build with this weapon, we will be focusing on playing aggressively and keeping the pressure on the police to allow you and your crew more time to complete objectives. Our first attachment, the long barrel, will improve both our damage and accuracy, both very helpful in a combat rifle. Next, for our barrel extension, the competitor's compensator will improve accuracy, damage, and stability, providing the most all-round improvement for any mod in this category. For the fire selector, the automatic fire mod will improve damage and stability, however will hurt our accuracy as a consequence. However, this will be made up with other modifications. For a handguard, the enhanced foregrip will provide a massive bonus to accuracy, increasing precision at long ranges. For our gadget, the LED combo will improve our stability by a whopping 1 point. The next choice is obvious enough. The enhanced grip improves our stability with no major drawbacks. As with most weapons, optical attachments are much more subjective. I found the Commando fits close range optics best, however, it can be fitted with long range ones if that is your preference. For our stock, we will select the war-torn stock, boosting our accuracy past the maximum amount. However, this is needed for our last modification. And finally, the heat-treated body will improve damage at the cost of accuracy. However, it importantly brings the damage of the Commando over 40. Skills that will synergize with the Commando will largely depend on your playstyle. However, the basics are the same for any rifle. Both Rifleman and Sharpshooter will improve basic handling with the Commando, and acing them is definitely worth the 8 points it costs to invest. KILMER Ace can be very useful as well. While I generally don't recommend this skill, those playing aggressively may find running and reloading to be very practical. I also have a habit of always taking fully loaded basic. The extra ammo can be very helpful in heists where you may not have the ability to easily collect ammunition. With all the skills and mods totaled, the Commando will see very large improvements in both damage and accuracy. Those who opted for KILMER will also see their reloads reduced by a fair amount as well. The Commando is a mainstay rifle for those looking to remain mobile and deadly without compromising the ability to engage targets at a distance. Its high rate of fire, coupled with good damage and a tight hipfire cone, makes it devastating in close quarters. Its biggest drawback will be its lack of large magazines and higher recoil due to its quick fire rate, making it not as effective at long-range combat. Overall, however, the Commando is a great combat rifle for those looking to fight up close. If you're tired of using the Car 4, grab this rifle and command your team to victory. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you are interested in supporting my channel, please visit my Patreon page. As always, my name is Richard, and until next time, farewell.